Okay, this is a lesson on symmetry of plane figures for the 3rd grade. The student should be familiar with basic 2D shapes and know characteristics of basic 2D shapes. Students should be able to recognize and create lines of symmetry using 2D shapes when this lesson is over. Good morning, class. I hope everyone is doing well today. We have been reviewing basic characteristics of 2D shapes that you should already know from the past few years. We are reviewing this to get us ready for our next unit, which is over symmetry with 2D figures. We will be using a lot of the shapes that you have seen before in order to determine lines of symmetry. This is a shape that we all know. Now, if we look at this shape, it has something called symmetry. We will be talking about symmetry using 2D shapes today. Symmetry can be defined as the way in which a single figure can be divided into parts that are the same size and shape and possess a particular orientation. Basically, if you can split a figure with at least one line and the opposite sides look the exact same, then it has symmetry. We will go over several examples of this so you can all see what I'm talking about. So for example 1, look at the drawing on the board. Let's look at this object and I want someone to tell me if they think it has symmetry or not. Keep in mind the definition I just said. So let's look at this shape. Can someone tell me if there's symmetry?
I think it has symmetry.
You think it has symmetry? Good. Tell me why you think this.
Well, because if I drew a line down the middle, both sides would look the same.
Wow, I'm so impressed. Good job. Does everyone see where she got this?
Yes.
Good. Let's go over another one. Let's try this one, this star-shaped. Who thinks this has symmetry? Raise your hand if you think it does. Now, someone with their hand up, I want you to tell me why you think this has symmetry.
If you drew a line down the middle, it would be the same on both sides.
You're correct. This one is a little tougher to spot, but try to imagine splitting this right down the middle like this. You would get the same picture on both sides, so it does have symmetry. Let's try another one. Does this figure right here have symmetry? Someone raise your hand and tell me what you think.
I do not think this has symmetry.
You are correct. Can you tell me why this does not have symmetry?
Because you can't draw a line anywhere to make a picture look the same on both sides.
Awesome job explaining. That is exactly right. There is nowhere on this figure that can be split to make the same figure on both sides. This is an example of a non-symmetrical figure. Let's do one more example. This time I want you all to draw this picture in your journals and then draw your own lines of symmetry on there. Just try your best. I'll give you a couple seconds. Okay, now I want someone to come to the board and draw the lines of symmetry that you drew in your journal. Yes, Margot, here you go.
This is what I drew.
That is perfect. If this isn't what you drew, I want you to think about what you did wrong so you can do great on our next activity. Does everyone understand so far what we were doing? If not, please raise your hand and tell me what you're having problems with and I'll explain further. Okay, great. To make sure, I want someone to answer this for me. Can there be more than one line of symmetry?
Yes, there can be.
Great job, you're correct. Okay, so now we're going to head on to our activity. We're going to keep working with symmetry during our activity today. I hope you all are ready. I will pass out a worksheet that has several shapes and figures on it. I want you to cut these figures out first, then fold them to make the lines of symmetry. If you want to, you may draw the lines of symmetry first before you make your folds. After you have cut them out and made your folds on the lines of symmetry, I want you to compare each figure with your neighbor. Keep in mind, some of them do not have symmetry, so put those in a separate pile. Compare all of these with your neighbor, and if there are any that are different, each discuss what you did and come up with one solution that you think is correct. If you cannot make a decision, call me over and I will help. Does anyone have questions? Okay, great. Get started as soon as I give you the worksheet.
Thank you.
How is this table doing over here?
Good. I think we are doing well. Can you check my line of symmetry on this one?
Let's see. Okay, let's draw this one on the board, okay? Okay. Okay, so this is where your line of symmetry is. Now, if you were to fold this, would it be the same? Would it be equal on both sides?
Oh no, it wouldn't match.
You're right. There you go. If you aren't sure, all you need to do is after you draw the line of symmetry, fold it, and it should match on both sides. You'll get the hang of it. Keep the hard work up. Okay, good job, Margot. Okay, how about this table? Is everyone doing okay?
I think we are doing good.
Do you mind if I look at the shapes you have already done?
Yeah, sure. I've only done these.
Let's take a look. Okay, good job. You're on such a great track. Keep it up and help others around you if they need help. You seem to be a symmetry expert.
I am.
Okay, so it seems like everyone is done. You all did so great with the activity and worked so hard. Thank you. Now let's make sure we remember some basic things that we learned today. Can someone tell me a simple definition of symmetry? Yes.
Symmetry is when something can be split and the picture is the same on both sides.
Great job. Now can someone tell me if everything has to have symmetry?
No, some things don't have symmetry.
You are correct. There are many things that do not have symmetry. Okay, I'm going to draw a shape on the board. Okay, look at this shape. How many lines of symmetry does it have, if any?
None. No, because it doesn't have symmetry.
You are correct. This does not have symmetry. Even though it looks similar, it is not exactly the same. If I were to split it, right, like this, down the middle, or like this, it's not the exact same. So you're right, it does not have symmetry. So this is another example of a non-symmetrical figure. Okay, now I want you all to think of something that is in your bedroom at home that has symmetry. Think about this and share it with your neighbor. I want to hear some volunteers when the discussion is over. Yes, Margot?
My TV is symmetric.
Your TV is symmetric?
Yes.
Okay, great example. Does anyone else want to share?
I have another one.
Yeah.
I have a poster hanging on my wall that's symmetric.
Great job. See, there are many things with symmetry all around us. You all did such a wonderful job with the lesson today. I hope you all are more familiar with symmetry and can identify and recognize objects that contain symmetry. Tomorrow we will continue to talk a little about symmetry and discuss the 3 different types of symmetry.